Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Make a Fair in the Power Racing Series. This is the Power Racing Series. If you guys don't know what we do is we take those ride-on kids' toys, those little plastic things you buy your kids. They race them around the driveway for about a year or two. They grow out of them. They kill the batteries. And then you put them up on Craigslist or worse, throw them out. We take them off your hands and we turn them into lean, mean racing machines. Something so much bigger, faster, stronger than before. We turn these kids' cars into real race cars. Because all of our participants here are merely kids at heart. We've got high school kids, college kids, maker spaces, hacker spaces, real engineers, pretengineers, fungineers, artists who don't know any better. They're all here racing for glory around our track. We have been racing this series from coast to coast. This is our 10th season of the Power Racing Series. We started in the Bay Area, Maker Faire, and been slowly moving our way across the country. We've hit Kansas City and Detroit and Fort Wayne. And we've been moving on to Milwaukee and Nashville and Orlando, wrapping up the series. And we've got a couple of cars vying for the champion. Each and every one of these cars were built for less than $500. That's right, for the price of a new Power Wheel, you can take an old one and turn it into a race car for adults. All these cars limited to just 48 volts and 2 little horsepower. That's it. They got fuse limits on them to keep it fair. Unicorn, are you trying to get on grid? There you go, buddy. All these cars are going to sprint around our track. We're going to do a 35 sprint race, 35 laps for this sprint. A little bit longer than last time. They're going to be racing around this track as fast as possible and racing for your hearts. And what do I mean by that? I mean Moxie points. Moxie board, man, red shirt. Hold up that Moxie board. On that board, every single car has a button, and every single button turns into race points, which means our champion will be a car that maybe isn't fast, but a car that is most definitely the most awesome. So whenever a car does something cool, it could be a hot lap, maybe they spin out and crash, maybe they do donuts, maybe they burst into flames. Whatever it is that floats your boat, you give them your vote, and you can vote for as many cars and as often as you like. We call it Chicago-style voting. These cars are going to be sprinting around our track. We've got our, right up here, we have our leader in the points, possibly taking home a championship, but not far behind. We have a lot of contenders, some of them backed up by Moxie, some of them backed up by Speed. But they're all right now fighting for that championship. And all these cars back here are most definitely not the fastest. We limit them to 2 horsepower and they said that's too much. And they've limited themselves to less and they're way back here. And they're gonna need all the Moxie points they can get to bring them way back up. 35 laps around this track. Jim, tell me about the championship contenders right now.
That's right, Patrick. It's been an amazing year. This is round 5 of the Power Racing Series, and leading right now is the pink Camaro, which is on pole position, which had its first win. However, because of the strong Moxie contingent, we have the Unicorn car right now closing in on that gap as time goes on. This will be the fight to the title finish. The fact that Unicorn's car is not the slowest. It finished 4th in the last race, and that's squeezing just enough points to possibly put it ahead of the pink Camaro. So your votes are not only counting, but it's making this one of the closest title hunts we've ever had. But that doesn't stop Are You Greasy? They finished 2nd in the last race, less than a second or so behind the pink Camaro. And hopefully with their driving today, they might be able to do it. But that's not going to stop Electric Kool-Aid Acid Test. Miters represent, MIT represents. They're always in contention for this race. Year on year, they bring a quick cart. And they are not the only ones with Milwaukee Makerspace bringing 2 cars that are contenders, and even a new team which just finished for the first time ever on podium. We are to have an incredible 35-lap race. Patrick, turn it over to you then. We can begin our lovely warm-up lap when you are ready.
All right, everybody. These cars have already had a lot of hard racing on them, but right now we're going to do a bit of a warm-up lap and give a wave because this is as good as they're going to look for the rest of the weekend.
All right, the warm-up lap begins. Everyone wave these cars goodbye.
All right.
All right, it looks like everyone is in position. All cars are ready, Patrick.
All right, I'm going to need everyone's help counting down here. Drivers, prepare to race. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5,
4, 3, 2, 1.
National Power Racing Pink Camaro lead into T1. Let your crew lead around. The rest of the field cuts through quickly without any problem in turn 1. Too slow for all you exhaustion and HSC.
Everyone and anyone else, Big Orange Chuck is all in it.
Oh, they gotta get back underway. They have